What's in the box? What's in the box? All right, the title and thumbnail probably gave it away, but what's in the box? All right, folks, what's up? Welcome back to 802 Garage. I've had a rough couple of days doing this daily. December, I was working on that Chevy Blazer and replacing like 10 feet of brake line. I had to put in another union too and remove a compression fitting someone used. I had to drill and tap the caliper and put in a repair bleeder. And yeah, that's why the winch install videos came out late. By the way, the winch is still right there, doing fine and dandy. It does its job. That's SR20 wiring. So today's video, I got myself a new camera, and it's in this box that's beautifully intact from Best Buy. So I'm just going to unbox it real quick for you, but I'm not going to go into detail. If you want to know more about GoPros, I'm sure there are a million videos out there. And then what I want to do is just take a simultaneous video with both of them, do a quick comparison, and hopefully be impressed by the footage of the new GoPro. And as most of you probably know, I film almost everything on this channel with my camera right now on my phone, and it is a Pixel 2 XL, which does have one of the best phone cameras on the market, but obviously it's not the best option available. And it does have some downsides, like the audio isn't always the best, and it can be grainy in low light. So this will be a fun test. It's getting dark out. I want to basically do a quick trip around the garage, go outside, and then get an audio and video clip of the 2002 automatic WRX in the low light. And then I will give you an update on that car and what I'm planning for the next several days, weeks as well. So this is just one for all the 802 Garage fans, and let's get this camera open. All right, so hopefully this thing is not damaged. I know it comes in its own box, but we're supposed to get a few bundled items with it, so hopefully those aren't damaged as well. We'll see. Small box. Special bundle. I was going to say, this looks like just the GoPro. I'm going to be pretty annoyed if I didn't get my extra stuff. But yep, luckily nothing damaged. Doesn't look damaged anyways. So the cool thing about the holiday bundle came with an extra battery, a head strap, a SD card, and the mini pod that's extendable, which is pretty cool. Oh, looking at you. Looks nice. I haven't owned many GoPros. I've actually only owned one. I have a GoPro Hero8, I believe it is right now, that was given to me by a channel called Junk from Work. Super nice guy, awesome informative content. He does a lot of like teardowns, electronics, DIY stuff, so go check out Junk from Work. I'll put a little link up in the corner. So I don't know how this comes apart, but yeah, that camera, the Hero8 did serve me well. There's going to be some footage filmed on that in upcoming videos for sure, but I really needed the upgrade, partially just because always having to, use my phone as my camera can be a real sort of disadvantage while filming, so this also is supposed to have excellent stabilization. It's supposed to have better audio than the last gen. And just there's a lot more I can do with it without worrying about damaging my phone, which was an expensive piece of equipment, and I need it to stay intact and healthy and all that. Wow, they really managed to package that nice and compact. So I did get the mini pod, 2 batteries, head strap, a single adhesive mount, and the SD card with an adapter. That's all really well and good. And the camera itself, which should unlatch with the standard GoPro mounts, which is kind of clever. You got these little squeeze tabs. And then push it out as I drop it and break it for saying, oh, and I guess you could make this into your own mount if it's not one. But yeah, there it is. No battery in it right now. So I'm basically just gonna get this thing started up and get the SD card in it, and then I'm going to take you guys into the new clip. Look at how cute it is. Nice and compact. And also, I did want to mention that this is expensive. This bundle was $350, and the camera by itself was $400 for a while, or you could get $100 off if you traded in an old camera. But so for $350, I got the extra accessories, which overall were definitely worth it. I don't have the money for this right now. My sister is basically buying this for me as a very late graduation present / Christmas present / birthday present. I can talk, I promise. So that's how I can afford this, but definitely a big upgrade for the channel. And I know upgrading to a GoPro might seem kind of weird to some people, but I actually know a lot of big channels still just film with GoPros. I know Rudnick For example, Rice from Yada was filming on the Hero8 for a long time, and he just upgraded to the black, and that's basically how he does all his videos. And I know Wyatt and Hayden of Boosted Boys Relations film a lot on these, and their videos look great, sound good. You know, you can add on an external mic. So honestly, I think it's going to be a big improvement. I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about the GoPro, but it is pretty cool. You know, I can do slow-mo shots. I have it in linear framing. Right now, just to compare with my camera, I have it in 1080p, 30 FPS. So that's pretty comparable to what my camera does. They do both have stabilization, so we'll see how that compares as well. And this can do up to 4K, true 4K 30, I think, and like 4K 60 as well. It's supposed to have a lot better smoothing. It has a low light setting, lots of adjustments. So definitely a better dedicated camera, I would say, but I do know that Google does a pretty good job. So let's just get right into it. I may try to do some fancy editing where I do side-by-side clips, and we'll see. Oh, and I think my old GoPro was actually a Hero4 Session, which is slightly different. It's the Cube one. And the other really cool thing about this, of course, is the touchscreen. You can do a lot of cool stuff with the touchscreen on it, which I'm really impressed with so far. So let's get right into the side-by-side comparison. So just real quick, I wanted to go into here, show you. I still have not replaced this subframe, only 2 bolts left, and then that will be done. And all the stuff for that, there's some Eclipse action. All the stuff to go in that car is over here, of course. We've got all the shiny black parts. They're still looking really good. So almost ready to get those in. Now that I'm done with the Blazer, I can actually move on to that. Here's just a general shot of my garage. For anybody who is confused about all the boxes in the winch videos, obviously the garage has been much better cleaned up. I can fit 2 full cars in here, 2 cars you haven't seen a lot of lately, but you will see more soon. And then I just real quick want to go outside for a low light shot. Here's a white car in the low light. And I can already see the GoPro does capture a wider area for sure. And then I just want to do a quick cold start of the automatic 2002 WRX and see how the audio compares as well as how the low light shots compare out here. So the cameras are a similar distance from the car, but the framing is definitely different. Let's hope this starts up. No problem, man. Cylinder that doesn't run quite right until the engine's run for about 10 seconds. It's done that every time I start it, and then it feels fine. So something simple, maybe just a fouled plug. I'll replace those anyways. So there you go, and that was my comparison between my camera and the GoPro. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. If by chance you're new here, please do subscribe. By the way, I have lots of project car content, such as on this 2002 WRX I got for $1,000. But otherwise, if you're a normal around here or new here, just hit the like button. And yeah, like I said, let me know below what you think. Okay, well, I reviewed the footage real quick. I had a whole other outro filmed, but I felt the need to address some things. One, it's clear that the GoPro is not as clear in low light, or is not as bright in dark light as my phone camera is, so that's good to note because I know that I can still film some really low light stuff with my phone camera and it'll come out better even if it's a bit grainy. But the other really weird thing is that my footage, and especially the outro I filmed like this one, definitely had a lot of back and forth jittering with the GoPro. And there was a software update for the camera itself, which I thought I'd installed but didn't. So I just installed it and then I changed one other setting, and I'm hoping that that's gone, because if not, either something's wrong with my camera or, you know, I don't really know. I got to change more settings. But basically, I wanted to give the outro here. This is all being filmed on the GoPro, and do let me know what you think about that. But I told you I'd give you an update on the WRX and what my current plans are. So basically, I am still working on this thing, the JDM EJ205 swapped 2.5 RS. It's a 2001, and this thing just still needs the rear subframe replaced. I'm almost there on that. I mentioned that in the walk around clip. So do let me know what you want to see on this car. It's awesome. It's just unfortunately rusty. I thought it was maybe going to be a potential daily for me, but I think getting it inspected is going to be really hard. A lot of you were confused about the inspections when I mentioned not driving the 93 anymore in the LED video. So if you want a video on Vermont inspections sometimes and why they're a pain in the butt and why they make sense or don't, etc., let me know because I can do that. But so current plans for the very near future are finish putting the subframe in this. Once it can run and drive, it can get out of the way. I can pull the WRX in and actually check the transmission and do any work on it I need to. Before I actually do anything physical on that car, I'm probably going to go through some diagnostic. The check engine light is on and the AT oil temp light is flashing. And there are ways to get the car to tell you what it thinks is wrong with both of those things. So I'll go over that, and then I will check if the pan is dented, replace that. I already have a bunch of ATF for that car. It's a Valvoline synthetic max life ATF. This is apparently the correct stuff for Subaru. Subaru used to use a non-synthetic, obviously. They switched to synthetic. That meets all the specs, and it's like 17, 18 bucks for a gallon at Walmart. Definitely the best route to go in terms of saving money, and I know that it meets the specs. If your car does run non-synthetic, doesn't matter. You can switch to the synthetic. It's just going to have more longevity, better performance, etc. But yeah, so that'll be going in the WRX regardless of if the transmission is fixed before that or not, because it will need a fluid change regardless. And if the pan is dented, I'll replace that and the inner filter, and I'll order the outer screw-on filter as well. So that's the plan with the WRX, and I'll of course take you along for all of that. And then once I know if the transmission needs to be replaced or not, then I will diagnose the head gaskets, because if just the trans needs to come out, that's a different job than if just the engine needs to come out, which could be a different job from both of them coming out. So that's the future with that. Basically, the hope is just to actually turn that into my daily driver until I can, get it to a point where I can flip it and sell it next year and daily drive something else. The main reason that I haven't done more Eclipse content, for example, or done content on this is that I just had to do work to make enough money to keep going, and also I've been thinking I'm going to have a good daily driven car that I don't have to work on, but I have too many projects. So I thought maybe this is going to be it, and it's not. Now hopefully the WRX will be. If I was smart, I'd just buy a $500 Civic beater, but that's not what I want. So here's where we're at. But anyway, I really, really appreciate you all watching more than you probably know. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If I did, maybe I'll toss in a little clip here. But hopefully the GoPro is going to work out well for me and just be convenient so that I can still do stuff on my phone while I'm filming, not have to change the framing if I have to look up something on my phone or I get a phone call or whatever. That's really what it's about. And thank you again to my sister for the gift. So thank you all so much for watching 802 Garage, and obviously keeping up with the daily grind, and I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you want to see now and in the future. I appreciate y'all. Catch you soon on 802 Garage.